everybody, Tony and Sarah Zolecki here.
Hi guys!
Today's video is going to be on why your network marketing prospects won't answer your phone calls anymore. You got to stop making these 3 big mistakes.
All right, here's the thing. Before we get started though, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you get videos just like this.
And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below and we'll make sure to go back and answer those.
All right, so let's talk about this. Hot topic. All right, so you've got this dilemma, you're out there prospecting, you're trying, people are ghosting you, people are running away, you're not hearing back from people. Here's one of the things, guys, that happens all the time. The very first mistake that people make is that they're just unprofessional. Right? It's like, Tony and I, we made a decision that, we were going to run this like a business. It wasn't going to be something that we were going to, work as a hobby or be amateurs about it. Like, we were going to really learn how to connect with people in an interesting, compelling way, where they actually felt like we actually cared about them. Right? And so I think, a lot of times when people are prospecting people, like, number one, like, don't prospect them at like 11 o'clock at night. Like, that's unprofessional. Like, quote unquote, in the real world, would you be like connecting with someone at your job at 11 o'clock at night? No, I mean, absolutely not, right? Or at 6 a.m., right? They're gonna be like, what the heck is happening? And I think that, just making sure that like everything that you do, you just have to be super professional at it.
Well, yeah, and I think that it's easy to also be really spammy, right? And it's also easy to, as you're unprofessional, you're spammy, and you're annoying your prospects. And they are like, why would I want to do business with you? Why would I want to work with you? If this is how it is on our first quote unquote date, and we've got to then build a relationship together, like, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be treated like this. And I want to be in a better situation with better people. So you got to look at, if you're being spammy, if you're being unprofessional, that's 2 of the 3. How can you change that? Because it's easy to spam anybody. It doesn't take a lot of work. It doesn't take a lot of thought. It doesn't take a lot of like relationship building, right? And it's kind of very just transactional. Wouldn't you agree? Where you just want them because you want to make money off them. You just want them because you need your check to go up. You just want it because you need to pay your rent this month. And there's no emotion there with that prospect. And they feel that that's why they're not calling you back. And they're just like, I don't like this person. And all they can think about is, please don't message me today. Please don't message me today. I do not want to see another spammy message with no emotion, with no real communication behind it, because I don't get excited about that.
Yeah, well, it's lazy. It's lazy marketing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I look at the spamming, like I get spammed all the time. And I'm like, who is teaching you this? Like, this is so crazy. Like, and a lot of times when they spam me, I'm like, if you actually went on to my profile and actually took a minute to get to know me, like, you would have never, ever, ever just went out and sent me that, And I think, again, it's lazy. People don't take time to get to know people. In their mind, they're thinking, all right, well, I'm just going to get out there and do 20 messages today, right? And they just like hit up every Tom, Dick, and Harry, where I'm like, guys, like, you're going to go nowhere with this. Like, you're going to absolutely go nowhere. And like Tony talked about, it's the transaction. Like, people are so caught up on like, okay, I got to get 20 out today. I've got to like, hit my quote unquote, I don't know, quota that they have in their mind that they have to do that. Like, they've got to get the activity. But I will tell you, like, there's a big difference of getting high quality activity versus sloppy quantity activity. Like, you don't want that. I would much rather have like quality, really good stuff, really good conversations than me just sending it out to whoever, right? And, it's kind of like that theory of like, I'm going to throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. Well, the reality is really probably nothing sticks. And you're wasting that time, where if you would learn how to have those quality conversations with people, oh my gosh, like, it would open up so many doors. And so when you look at like transition, like transactional versus what we call interaction, right? Which is very different. Like, transaction is like matter of fact. It's just kind of like, I don't know, going through the motions, right? Like with no emotions at all.
You see him as just a dollar sign, you know.
Totally, like a number.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm a recruit. That's like what people call it, right? Versus the interaction, right, which is engaged, you know, actively participating, right, in the conversation, being present, right, with that person, but really taking time to get to know people, right? Because people are like, hey, I'm on social media, not just to be on social media. Like, I'm on social media because I want to feel like I belong. I want a community. I want to get connected with people. And so if you actually just took a little bit of time to like get to know someone and their story, people will tell you their story. And you know what? They're like, oh my God, this feels great. Like, they actually took time out of their day, took a minute, stopped and really listened. And I think that's a thing too, where, you know, for me, it's all about that cultivating that relationship. So I think that if you have people that are just going crickets on you, you know, are you in their inbox just hitting them about product or hitting them about, you know, business? And, you know, if that's the case, like, your first thing you need to do is get into their profile and start loving on some of their stuff, right? Like having like genuine, you know, comments, right? And connecting with them on a different level where they're like, hey, it's just not about getting in my inbox and, you know, trying to sell me some product or business, but it's like, oh my God, they actually like care about me as a human being. And I'm telling you, like, that will absolutely change your business, because you go from the transactional, which they can smell and they can feel at a mile away, versus the interaction, right? Where they're like, oh my God, this feels so awesome. Because that's really the whole thing, guys. Like, I think about when I got in the business, like, I got in the business because I was like, these people make me feel good. Like, I didn't get in because product. I didn't get in because comp plan, because I definitely didn't understand that. But I was like, these people make me feel good. Like, I want to be here, right? So don't forget that. Like, what you're selling is you're selling you. And if all they see is a spam, that's how you just sold yourself. That is terrible. Like, that's the best you could do to sell yourself. Like, don't do that. Right? Selling yourself is a totally different story, right? And I think a lot of times people are like, I need to sell the opportunity. I need to sell the product. And that is, guys, there's some truth to that. But people buy you. People sign up with you, right? And I think that people forget that. And if they went back to that perspective and that way of thinking, they would have a whole lot more people that actually would sign up in their business.
And here's another one, the third one. Stop calling the same two people. That's all you're calling. It's kind of like, you know, when you go out when you were single before we were married, right? And you go to a bar and it was that guy, right? You know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The needy one.
Right.
The one that just kind of bugged you and irked you and you would like want to run away from,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, don't be that guy. Don't be that person, right?
Well, there's a lot of people to talk to out there, guys. Hundreds of millions of people. People are like, I don't have anyone to talk to. I'm like, you've been beating up the same two people. I'm like, oh my God, you have to stop. It's just crazy.
And no wonder they're not calling you back, because they just feel it. They know that, like, you need them in your business. It's not like, you know, here's the approach that your prospect needs to feel from you is that, hey, you want them in the business? It'd be awesome. You could build a great team together and it'd be awesome. But if they join or not, really doesn't matter, because you're moving forward and you got so much going on where it's going with or without them, right? And that's the sense your prospect needs to have. It's a little bit of that fear of loss, and they don't want to miss out. They want to be a part of it. You know, they want to make sure that they don't, you know, see all the success happening without them. But a lot of times when you're holding on to that one person and you just keep calling that one person, that's the only person on your list, there's that just weird energy and vibe going on, and that person isn't going to call you back. So, you know, when you're talking to a lot of people, your posture's better. How you show up with your energy is better. You're shorter on calls, you know what I mean, or messages or video, because you've got so much going on, right? And people can sense that. Like, there's a pep in your step. You're moving with or without them. Like, man, you've got the magic happening. You're making it rain, so to speak, every single day. And guess what happens? That's an attraction for your prospects. That's where prospects then go, man, what are you doing? I want to be a part of it. Like, oh my gosh, how can I work with you? Man, can you help me, get this thing off the ground? I got like 5 other people I want you to help me talking to, in the next couple days. Like, all that stuff works. So just know, when you're talking to a lot of people, you become more valuable. You become more of an authority. You become more attractive, where people want to be a part of your business and a part of what you're doing, and they just want to lock arms with you. So if you got some value out of this, make sure you share it out, and make sure, whoever you share it with subscribes to our channel, and make sure you're subscribed, because we drop videos and awesome content like this all the time. And then a lot of people have asked, well, hey, if I want to continue this conversation with the Z's, or work with you guys, or just get some mentoring and coaching, how do I do that? What's the best way?
So simple. Instagram is our place, right? So very simple. My handle's Sarah Zolecki. Tony's is Tony Zolecki. Shoot us a message in the DM. We'd love to get connected with you, and then obviously we'll go from there, right? So until the next video, guys, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.